Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. In this video, we're going to talk about XRP and the concern about quantum computing as it pertains, yes, to XRP and cryptocurrencies in general. Of course, with cryptocurrencies being cryptographically secure, the amount of computing power offered by quantum computing, the way in which it works, can definitely... There's no secret within the space. It could definitely cause huge problems for the, let's say, the entire industry, entire asset class. And so I'm going to be running through that. I've got tweets from Ripple's CTO and co-creator of the XRP ledger, David Schwartz, on this topic. I think I have 3 tweets from him on this total. I've got tweets from Nick Bugalis. He runs the C++ team, a programming team at Ripple. So I've got some tweets from him on this specific topic. And then I'm going to wrap up the video with something completely unrelated. I'm just saving it for the end. And it's comical to me. It's from CoinDesk, and it's titled, Binance US Announces Dogecoin Listing. And I know this is what we've all been waiting for, is Dogecoin, aka Dogecoin, getting listed on Binance US. Now you can just snatch it up. I'm thinking about trading in all my XRP for it, because I'm an idiot. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. But anyway, before we get rolling here, if you would please delicately tap that like button. And if you're a fan of Ripple and XRP, and you want to hear about XRP and quantum computing in this video, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. I swear that it might be true that maybe there are worse things that you could do with your day. You know, that's my sales pitch. That's what's up. All right, so again, this piece titled here, CoinDesk. Actually, I need to share this tweet for. This is from Ivanka Trump, President Trump's daughter here. And this is from October 23rd, so very recent. It's official. The U.S. has achieved quantum supremacy in a collaboration between the Trump administration, Google, and UC Santa Barbara. Check this out now. Quantum computer Sycamore has completed a calculation in 3 minutes and 20 seconds that would take about 10,000 years for a classical computer. So when you read something like that, you can start to understand conceptually, even if you're like me, you don't really know anything about quantum computing, you can understand on a high level fundamentally that could be a problem for cryptography, right? Let's go and dig into this piece from CoinDesk now. Quantum supremacy. The term inspires images of a giant world brain supercomputer that can count the grains of sand on every beach on Earth. But what does Google's official claim of supremacy mean, and how will practical quantum computing change the world of crypto? After a month of speculation, Google announced that it has built a tested a 54-qubit quantum processor called Sycamore. The processor, which looks like covered in a writhing mass of serpents inside its super-cooled cryo chamber, that's a cool way to describe that, was able to perform a complex computation in 200 seconds. Not that big a deal, right? From measurements in our experiment, we determined that it would take the world's fastest supercomputer 10,000 years to produce a similar output, wrote Sycamore's creators in a blog post. Quantum processors work by using superposition and entanglement. These odd quantum behaviors essentially allow a quantum chip to process massive amounts of data simultaneously. To better understand it, imagine that, like Doctor Strange, a quantum processor can see every possible outcome at once and then, statistically, pick the most likely answer. This means time-consuming programs like factoring large numbers, finding the 2 large numbers that, when multiplied, makes another large number, is trivial for a quantum computer. These machines are nothing new. Services like D-Wave's Leap let anyone write programs for a cloud-based quantum computer in Python, a feat that seems like science fiction. However, in Google's case, the company has achieved quantum supremacy over nearly every other machine in existence, a claim that means, in theory, quite a lot, and, in practice, very little. Quantum supremacy means that Google has been able to perform a calculation that is impossible to perform on traditional computing hardware. In other words, no classical computer, from the fastest mainframe to an Atari 800 XL, would ever be able to complete the calculation within a reasonable time, aka before the heat death of the universe, or 10,000 years, whichever comes first. With the first quantum computation that cannot reasonably be emulated on a classical computer, we have opened up a new realm of computing to be explored, wrote the researchers. All is not galaxy minds and AI, however. First, it's not clear whether or not Google's claims are correct because, to test whether they have achieved quantum supremacy, they would need to run the same problem on classical computers, which, in theory, would take 10,000 years. Further, the problems you can traditionally solve on a quantum computer aren't completely practical. Quantum computers are great at finding the shortest path in a multi-node network, but not so good at playing Doom, so the comparison is never apples to apples. But what does quantum supremacy mean for crypto and crypto mining, where having a highly efficient machine gives you an edge over everyone else? The biggest danger to blockchain networks from quantum computing is its ability to break traditional encryption. And this is where it gets interesting and rather important for us as cryptocurrency holders. Specifically, if you're in the XRP community, check this out. If you wanted to truly ruin cryptocurrencies, you'd aim a quantum computer at SHA-256, a popular hashing algorithm that creates 32-byte hashes or passwords, essentially turning them into unreadable gibberish. Quantum computing experts see SHA-256 as a proverbial canary in a coal mine. When a true quantum exploit begins invading systems worldwide, researchers will know to panic. Quantum computing will impact many forms of encryption, including SHA-256, which is used by Bitcoin. Since Bitcoin has value, people will have more of an incentive to attack it. However, I believe many easier encryption algorithms will be broken first and alert the community that it's time for a change, said Patrick Dye, founder and CEO of Qtum, a business-focused blockchain provider, adding, quote, "Breaking SHA-256 isn't something that happens overnight. We will have many warnings. Ultimately, miners will pay the price when the switch happens because they are stuck with incompatible hardware, but Bitcoin will continue to progress." And then the piece continues, "Ultimately, researchers believe we are on track to break hashing algorithms and even the asymmetric cryptography systems that power our public and private keys. Quantum computing will force all cryptocurrencies to adopt new signing algorithms, as current ones, the ones used by Bitcoin and Ethereum as well, are proven to be vulnerable to signature forgery," said Johan Polexek, maybe I said that right, CTO of Quan, the creator of an allegedly quantum-proof blockchain. Vitalik Buterin, for his part, isn't bullish on quantum computing. "My one-sentence impression of recent quantum supremacy stuff so far is that it is to real quantum computing what hydrogen bombs are to nuclear fusion," he wrote. "Proof that a phenomenon and the capability to extract power from it exists, but still far from directed use towards useful things." All right, and so that's the gist of it. I don't want to go through this whole thing, but I wanted to make sure we had the backstory, understanding fundamentally of what's going on here before I share with you what are quite genuinely fascinating tweets from a couple Ripple employees. So let's jump into something from Magic here on Twitter, which David Schwartz responded to. So here's the thread. It's just a few tweets here. So Magic wrote out, "Regardless of the time horizon of the threat of quantum computing, shouldn't Ripple be working on quantum resistance for the XRP ledger? It's very risky to assume that this threat can't materialize faster than anticipated." And then he responded to his own tweet by writing, "I just discovered this," and there's a screen grab here of two tweets from David Schwartz, Ripple CTO, co-creator of the XRP ledger. I'll read them both one after the other. "It's definitely a threat. Fortunately, it's not that difficult to add new crypto algorithms to the XRP ledger, and you can keep your existing receiving addresses as well. We added ED25519 this way in 2015. The main reason we haven't added quantum-resistant algorithms yet is that all the existing ones I know of have limitations that make them suboptimal for our use case. And anything we add, we have to keep more or less forever, since removing it makes some accounts and accessible. Now, those two tweets came from David Schwartz on January 7th of 2018. I do have one from today, though. Or, I'm sorry, it was actually yesterday. Okay. Or just the other day. Well, whatever. It was very recent, whatever it is. So, from David Schwartz, we support a lot of research through UBRI, and whenever I'm asked for ideas for research, this is always my first suggestion. I think we're at least 5 years from having to start making changes. And so, and I'm going to read Nick Bugalis's tweets also on this. From what I've seen, though, I will say this. It seems to me like there are solutions out there to this problem. It's not that quantum computing exists and quantum computers are very powerful and now cryptocurrencies can no longer exist. From what I've gathered, that is not the case, but all of this still needs to be developed, not just quantum computers, but the solutions for this. And from what I've read from people much smarter than me, such as David Schwartz, it's going to be okay. It sounds like that. It just has to be figured out. It doesn't mean that it couldn't potentially be messy along the way, but it's going to be figured out by humans. So that's that. Here's a tweet from Nick Bugalis, Ripple employee. This one was from September 21st, 2019, and it is in reference to the Google claim. Right? Well, the news about the Google thing, it actually came out right when Nick started tweeting about this. There was just an updated result from Google on the same topic. So that's what that is, just to clarify. Anyway, so here's from Nick Bugalis, September 21st this year. It's Saturday night. I'm a cryptographer. Let's have a chat about quantum computers and crypto. Google didn't just achieve quantum computing, and even if they advance the state of the art, I very much doubt that Google has achieved quantum supremacy in a meaningful way. With that said, even if you do get quantum computers, to say that no code is uncrackable is simply not true. Yes, of the crypto algorithms we use can be attacked once general-purpose quantum computers with a sufficient number of qubits are available, but we aren't anywhere near that, and I don't see getting there soon. There are very hard problems we need to tackle first involving quantum decoherence and interference. This is important because we have quantum-resistant algorithms and there is active research continues. A Sunday morning follow-up. It turns out Isis Lovecraft tweeted about this issue last night, going a lot deeper than I did. For more information, you should take a look, or should take a minute to read the story. Now, I'm not going to get into this for this video, but there's another sentiment from a rather smart individual who also happens to work at Ripple. So this is not something I'm freaking out about, but it'll be fascinating to see how this unfolds. So let's move on now. Here's a tweet from fellow XRP YouTuber Alex Cobb, who wrote, "Isn't it really satisfying sending XRP from exchanged ledger and you see it pop up in seconds?" The answer is yes. I like it. I thought it's a fun tweet. I like this as well, and it's another opportunity to just brag about how fast XRP is and how slow Bitcoin is. No, I'm just kidding. I love it. Look, I like Bitcoin. There's no ideology here whatsoever, and I want the crypto asset class to succeed. It's just, to me, it's when it comes to Bitcoin maximalists, it's just a complete denial of the factual state of the world as it pertains to crypto. You know, Bitcoin is slow, it is costly, and uses a ton of energy, and we're pretending like a Lightning Network, which is a centralized solution requiring pre-funded accounts, can actually fix that. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. We will see. And I will believe it when I see it, though. But that's the thing. I'm highly skeptical now. All right, next here. From CoinDesk, Binance US announces Dogecoin listing. And I don't really feel like reading through this necessarily. It's popped up, and I thought it'd be a fun way to just, maybe wrap up a video. Just talk a little bit about it. Because here you have this Dogecoin, Dog-E-Coin. Get it? Haha, good time. It is funny, actually, I admit that. And so there's what's this dog? I'm not really good with breeds, even though I love dogs, and I have a little terrier mix myself. I think it's a Shiba Inu, is that correct? I think that's correct. Anyway. But, so this guy, Jackson Palmer, however many years ago, created Doggy-Coin as a joke. And now, I should have looked it up before the video, it has a large market cap, relatively speaking. Anyway, people are actually continually buying and selling this. It's actually getting traded. Now, mind you, this coin was started as a joke. It serves no purpose. It does nothing. Sounds like a Ponzi kind of, right? So Jackson Palmer started. Now it's again as a joke, super duper, and he never would have known that it would have gotten traction. And I don't know why it still exists. Oh my god, I don't know why it still exists. But this guy, it's just funny to me, and this is kind of rich. So he created a completely useless coin, and take a look at this. This is funny. This is from December 2nd of last year. Dogecoin creator publishes script to block the XRP army on Twitter. So, just think about this. Creator, and here's his handsome face on the screen right here. This guy created a coin that, by design, is useless, and then he hates XRP, which is the only coin being used for anything other than speculation. Anything, especially as it pertains to the commercial production of anything. Oh my God! To me, it's just like kind of a rich concept here. So anyway. Jackson Palmer, the creator of Dogecoin, apparently has had enough of the XRP army, a term used to describe the large and dedicated Twitter following of Ripple's digital currency. As a result, Palmer recently published an open-source script to automatically block XRP accounts on Twitter, disabling their ability to mention the user when enabled. XRP Away, which is a fine name actually, I'm cool with that, as he is calling it, is an extension of Palmer's script originally developed to combat Ethereum scam bots, which was made popular after Elon Musk requested a solution to the ongoing malicious comments made on his Twitter posts. Make sure you don't reply to or mention me if you have XRP in your profile name, handle, or bio, because this will block you. And I want to state right there, so that's a quote from Jackson Palmer, creator of XRP Away and creator of Dogecoin, so it'll block you, and what I wanted to say on this is that it sounds very mutually beneficial. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!